getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind New York Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind New York Basketball. And what's good, everybody? Glad to have you guys back at the stream, being a part here on the channel today, as we are now into the Sweet 16, the NCAA tournament. Great night of basketball lies ahead here on the channel, and we're welcome to join you guys back in once again, about 5 minutes away to tip off. Epic coaching battle here between Eric Musselman's Arkansas Razorbacks taking on the number 4 seed with Dan Hurley's UConn Huskies for this matchup. If you guys are new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, and going to be a great one tonight. Lucas, Vegas, Daniel, glad to have you guys in the stream. Unbelievable, shocking events since last time I signed off on Sunday at night. What's gone down with my team, Vegas's team, Friartown. Crazy, man. I could not believe it that Ed Coley, he is gone. He's off to our rival Georgetown, but reining in Kim English there, new head coach for PC, and yeah, crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. I was stunned to hear that, but yeah, hoping things will go well for Kim English. He only coached for 2 seasons at George Mason, but I'm optimistic. Hopefully things are going to go well. UConn 4-point favorites entering this matchup. This Huskies team super deep this season. Look what Dan Hurley has built with this program. They're just a monster down low. Adama Sanogo, he has been the best player so far of this NCAA tournament, with Sanogo averaging above 17 points per game this season, above 7 rebounds per game. What a breakout tournament that he has had. And also, when he's not playing on the floor, they have the other big man who's a freshman, Donovan Clingan, 7'2". He's only averaging around 13 minutes per game, but he's averaging over 7 points per game, coming off the bench, being a big-time impact player for the Huskies. And then also Jordan Hawkins having a phenomenal season, scoring above 15 points per game this season. It's a great matchup. Hawkins going up against Devontae Davis, lockdown defender, been the top defender of this tournament, and Davis been carrying his team on his back. Him and Ricky Council throughout this tournament for Arkansas. They're coming off that monsters win by 1 against Kansas. Kansas couldn't hit their free throws on Saturday. Arkansas won 72-71, where UConn coming off 2 double-digit wins. They've been solid in the second half. They beat Iona 87-63. That was close going into halftime, and then they got a buzzer beater to go up slightly by halftime against St. Mary's, and they won by 15. So they just catapulted in the second half. Verdon Mountain Man, welcome to the stream. And yeah, we'll keep you guys posted. K-State taking on Michigan State right now in that first Sweet 16 matchup. Looks like Kansas State has the lead. Under 3 minutes left to go before half. 33-28 Kansas State. Mario, welcome back in, man. I'm going UConn for this game today. Yeah, shockingly, my bracket's still going not so bad for me. I still got 3 out of the 4 teams in the Final 4 remaining. But I feel like this game comes down to who can make the big-time shots. And UConn on both sides of the floor, they have been great this season. This Arkansas team, they can get to the free throw line a ton. They put you into a ton of foul trouble for them, and they also force turnovers. That's the key there for Arkansas today. They're gonna have to force a ton of turnovers and get to the charity stripe if they want to win this game. Though it's more challenging up against UConn, because UConn's a super deep team. But also, this is the first time that UConn hasn't played a game out in their time zone in a long time for UConn as well. They've been basically remotely close to home for UConn to close out the season. They played at Madison Square Garden for the Big East Conference tournament, and then they got into the Albany region and played their first 2 games, first round, second round, out in Albany, New York, so not far away from home. And tonight, they're all the way out in Las Vegas, Nevada for this matchup. So this should be a good one. Arkansas, the 8 seed, UConn, the 4 seed. And the winner of this matchup will take on the winner of Houston, the 1, versus Miami, the 5. Or check that. The winner of this matchup will take on, no, this is the bottom part of the bracket, Gonzaga and UCLA later tonight. That's right. So the winner of this matchup will take on Gonzaga, UCLA. I'm thinking about the top right. The top right's with Texas out there taking on Xavier tomorrow against Houston and Miami. So this is the bottom right part of the bracket out in the West region. So winner of this game will face the winner of the nightcap tonight between UCLA and Gonzaga. As I'll be on the call for that one as well. That's a rematch from 2 years ago. Jalen Suggs, the unbelievable buzzer beater from midcourt that got the bank. Derek, thanks so much for joining in. Should be a good one tonight. Arkansas, red jerseys, white numbers, white letters. They get the Hogs logo out in the front of their uniforms for this matchup. We get the starters for tonight's game. UConn, Tristan Newton, Jordan Hawkins, Andre Jackson Jr., Alex Caraban, Adama Sanogo. Arkansas, Devontae Davis, Nick Smith Jr., Ricky Council IV, Anthony Black, and Kamani Johnson. The thing that's dangerous about Arkansas is that Nick Smith hasn't even been able to get going so far in this tournament. And despite Smith not being able to get on a roll himself like he had been before the start of the tournament, this Arkansas team, 2 straight wins in a row. They get themselves to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd year straight for Arkansas. They went toe-to-toe against Baylor 2 years ago, the national champions in 2021 in the Elite Eight. They knocked off Gonzaga, the overall #1 seed from last year for the Hogs. And here they are once again in the Sweet 16, taking on a UConn team that's been on the roll as of late. UConn controls the opening tip, left to right, and the Florida Huskies have it first. Joanne, welcome in. Carla, King Markey, welcome to the stream, everybody. This should be a great one tonight. Top of the key for UConn, Tristan Newton. Bounce pass out to his right, went out of bounds. That's a turnover. That's the key struggling part this season for UConn. They average above 13 turnovers per game this season. Arkansas, top 50 in the nation when it comes to steals per game, and that's already a turnover force. First possession now for Arkansas. Right to left in the floor. Council moves it on top to Smith. Hands it off to Black. 30 seconds through action so far. Over to Smith, top of the key. Bounce pass right wing, Kamani Johnson. Hand off to Davis. Davis jumper, 15-footer, straight away off the back rim, no good. Sanogo, big strong rebound with the left hand. Comes down with it. Adama Sanogo's been the go-to so far throughout this tournament. He has it at the top. Moves it out to the left corner for UConn. Tristan Newton, jumper, mid-range. Off the glass, too strong. They had it for a moment. Offensive rebound in the corner. Got lost out of bounds, though, and it will be... Looks like possession error. I believe it will go to UConn. Number 44, Andre Jackson, chasing it towards the far side corner of the floor. Alex, welcome back in the stream, man. Yeah, hopefully they're able to get Bryce Hopkins back. I heard, too, that Kim English has a really good connection with Bryce Hopkins. UConn, top 20 in the nation in offensive rebounds per game. They'll get the inbounds. Out to Andre Jackson at the wing, off to Sanogo at the top. Handoff, 3-point shot taken straight away. Missed off the rim, no good by UConn. Offensive rebound, follow right through. That is good. Up and in off the backboard by Alex Caraban off the Hawkins miss. And that's what UConn will do to you. Second chance points this team thrives upon. They get their first 2 of the game from that. Davis hands it off to Nick Smith. Now at the top to Council. Council crossover, dribbles up to the elbow, moves it back outside to Black. Black inside the key. Black forces up a tough shot, no good. Tipped up, battle for the rebound, pulled down by UConn. Here they go, look at the push tempo. 3-on-2, outlet pass over to Sanogo. Snatches, and he got fouled from behind. The game clock will stop with 18:28. I believe that's out in transition by Devontae Davis as well. Joe, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining in, man. Things going pretty well. Kansas State, 38-32. They got a 6-point lead currently over Michigan State. UConn will get the inbounds. Caraban at the corner baseline. Caraban. Handoff around the perimeter. Hawkins attacks inside the paint. Got stripped. He got fouled. So Jordan Hawkins coming up will shoot 2 at the line for UConn. 18-18 left to go. Already 2 quick personal fouls by Arkansas. One by Devontae Davis on the reach from behind, and they'll get a second one called for the Hawks here. That's on Davis again, so that's 2 quick fouls by Davis. And that's the lockdown defender for Arkansas, been the best defensive player in the tournament. Robin, thanks so much for joining in. Welcome back in. First free throw is good by Hawkins. 40+ watching. If you're new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. As we're just getting started tonight, game number 1 out of a doubleheader. I'll also be covering Gonzaga versus UCLA a little bit later tonight, around 9:45. Second free throw is good by Hawkins. So this has been a tough start for Arkansas, considering Devontae Davis has had a strong tournament so far. So Davis currently on the bench. They have Jordan Walsh out in the spot right now, driving right to the rim. That's good for the layup. Anthony Black plus the foul. So and one coming up by Black of Arkansas. Hey, that's awesome. So Joe talked to Deon Thomas, Illinois all-time leading scorer, on the phone. Got you an NCAA tournament program. And him and Brian Barnhart broadcast Illinois radio games. That's awesome. So they're going to send it out to the mail. That's great there. Free throw is good. 1 point game. 2 minutes through. 18 minutes left to go in the first. UConn with possession. Tristan Newton at the March Madness logo. Gets it from Hawkins. Back over to Newton at the wing. Newton slides it out on top to Hawkins. He's defended by Walsh. 12 on the shot clock. Off to Newton. Newton crossover. Bounce pass down low. Sanogo pivot. Puts it up. Puts it through. Up and in off the glass. Good for two by Adama Sanogo. What a tournament he has had so far. Just eating inside the interior, averaging 26 points per game in the first two tournament games, averaging a double-double of 26 and 10 against Iona and St. Mary's. First one a miss. Arkansas able to get it back off the offensive rebound. Nick Smith inside the key, lost it. Near side of the floor, went out of bounds. Last touch by UConn, though. So this will stay Arkansas possession. Hey, that's awesome. So he also works in development there in Chicago. That's good for him, man. Inbound for Arkansas. Near side of the floor, their front court. Jordan Walsh passes back out to the perimeter to Black. Black crossover, attacks inside the paint, puts it up off the glass and gut it. Able to drop down for two by Anthony Black. Black's got all 5 so far for the Hogs. Good start for him. He had a strong start to the season for Anthony Black. At the right corner, Tristan Newton lobs it off to Sanogo at the right block. Sanogo pivot down low, double teamed up fake, lost it, turned it over, went out of bounds though was Black. So Black came up with a steal, couldn't complete it though, lost at the baseline and stepped out. And that's how Arkansas is going to like to play this game today, forcing UConn to turn over the basketball. 16:41 left to go in the first. Inbound for UConn. Alex Caravan gives it off to Hawkins. Rises for the three at the wing. Missed off the front rim. Offensive rebound tracked down by Caravan. Hawkins attacks inside the paint. Puts it up. Off the glass. Got it. That is good. Off the left-handed layup by Jordan Hawkins. 8-5 UConn. 3 offensive rebounds all translating in the second chance point so far for the Huskies. Arkansas with the ball. Ricky Council drives inside the paint. And we get a blocking foul. Now be charged to Tristan Newton, his first. Newton went down hard in the key. Yeah, him and Andre Jackson both got sandwiched right there in between Council. The tough one trying to take the charge. Couldn't though. 2 free throws. First one is good for Council. Oh, second free throw is good. I thought Sanogo got away with a lane violation there, but free throw is good for Arkansas. Either way, 16 minutes left to go in the first. Sister Surround, welcome back to the stream. Thanks so much for joining in. Huskies, lob, going to Sanogo at the low block. Passing off to a cutter, Jackson. Moves it out to the top, up fake by Hawkins. Over to Andre Jackson. 10 on the shot clock for UConn. Hawkins, off to Jackson, open 3 straight away, rattles in. Pinball wizard right there, Andre Jackson for the 3. Council at the wing. Hands it off to Nick Smith, looking for his first 3 points of the game. Bullseye, drills the triple. Right back, we have 3 points starting to drop here in this game right now. UConn just made their first 3. Nick Smith able to dial up one. Caravan at the top. Pass it out to the left wing to Hawkins. Moves it down low, wide open, dunk. Two-handed flush by Andre Jackson, completely open down there. Nobody covering for the Hawks defense. Approaching the 15-minute mark left to go in the first. Arkansas with the ball past midcourt. Black dribbles up to the right wing. Looks to move it back. Bounce pass down over to the elbow though. Goes to Makai Mitchell. Mitchell working on Sanogo. Mitchell, turn around, tough shot. Off the rim, no good. A rebound control by UConn by Hawkins. UConn's made the last 5 out of 6 shot attempts on the floor. Here's the Huskies with it at the top. Tristan Newton swings it off to Caravan. Caravan attacks, drives inside the paint, splits defenders, lays it up and in off the glass for 2 by Alex Caravan. Everybody getting going so far in a solid, balanced UConn offensive attack. Andre Jackson 5 points, 4 points by Hawkins, 4 points by Caravan. Sanogo with 2. And Black missed a shot at the rim. It goes back to Caravan with a defensive rebound. Caravan with 3 rebounds as well so far. 7-2 on the glass for UConn. 3 up in transition, missed off the mark. Offensive rebound, Jackson though, another chance. Caravan backward to Jackson, made a 3 earlier, to the wing it goes. Off the back rim, missed by Hawkins. Rebound control by Arkansas. We're well below the first media timeout of this game. We're going to have it coming up. Count it. Or will they not? No, they will not. So they will not count that bucket there off the Euro step. Offensive foul. Picked up by Arkansas in transition. Number 3, Nick Smith. Oh, they will count it. So they will count it. Wasn't sure if the referee was pointing in UConn's direction. That was what it looked like, but he signaled too. So 15-12. This will be a free throw coming up at the line. So Nick Smith able to absorb contact and put it off the glass and score. So that is the second time today that they've had an and one opportunity. So first media timeout of the game right now. 15-12. 13:57 left to go in the first. And UConn 3-point lead. Arkansas hanging in a couple and one opportunities. What's good, Jen? Welcome back on the stream. I'm going to go Michigan State for that one today. Quick scoreboard update over there. Kansas State's got the lead going into halftime now, 43-38. Joe, welcome back in. Yeah, I've got UConn for my prediction here too. Wow, 10 assists in the first half by Marquise Noel, Kansas State. Man, that he is something special there. I heard that Coach Cal called him a little kid, and dude, little man was balling. Marquise Noel just putting those Kentucky defenders on circles in that last game. There was an image. It was 2 players of Kentucky were staring like right at Noel with they were furious about the call too. And it was the play that Noel slammed down the ball after he scored wide open at the rim. And there was like a perfect picture captured in time with that moment. Yeah, that should be close. I think this one very well could be close too. Same as like all of them throughout the course of the night. Feel free to join in back for UCLA versus Gonzaga. That's my last stream later tonight. That should be a great one. That's a rematch from 2 years ago. Final Four, Jalen Suggs made the buzzer beater. If you're new in the stream, hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to come back for future live streams. Yeah, I saw that. I believe they won in overtime. Eastern Kentucky did. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the score is 89-88 when it went into overtime. I saw somebody else tweeted out that Eastern Kentucky's won 3 straight games in overtime in the CBI. They got that right there for UConn. Board meeting. This team is just so good on the glass. 8-3 so far for UConn in this game on the glass. Offensive rebounds in their favor, 4-2. One shot back at the free throw line for Nick Smith Jr. coming out of the timeout for Arkansas. And the free throw is good. So he had a 3 earlier in this game. This is a great sign to see for Arkansas. Smith up to 6 points. He's the top scorer. 5 missed field goals. UConn with 4 offensive rebounds so far. First time in the game, number 32, Donovan Clingan. Been like a 6th man in the interior this season. 7'2" center. Top 55 recruit. Connecticut native himself from Bristol, Connecticut. 3-point shot drops. That's good. Straight away by Tristan Newton. Second made 3 tonight for UConn now. Arkansas perfect 1 for 1 from the perimeter by Smith. This is a 2-point oriented Hog squad. Top of the key with Mekhi Mitchell. Off the Black. Black lost it, turns it over. UConn looking for the touchdown pass. Caravan, lob, over the top. It's a two-handed flush. Out of transition by Donovan Clingan. Caravan with a right-handed fastball. All the way coast to coast. An assist recorded by Andre Jackson out in transition with a lob over the top to Caravan. Black at the top. Bounce pass out to the left wing to Walsh. Devontae Davis still on the bench with 2 quick personal fouls in this first half. Jumper, deep 2, Council. And got it. 5-point game. Jose, welcome on the stream here, man. This one a good one so far. UConn with a 5-point lead. 12.5 left to go before halftime. Game's moving by pretty quick so far. Andre Jackson turns the corner. Out to the wing it goes to Newton. Over to Jackson. Bounce pass looking for a cutter. They turned it over though. Caravan couldn't cut right there. Backdoor to the hoop. Mistime pass by Jackson results in a UConn turnover. Hey, what's good? Welcome to stream. For Kaneko, welcome to the channel here. Arkansas down by 5. They have possession. 12:15 left to go before in the first. Devontae Davis back on the floor with 2 quick personal fouls. Sends it off to Black. Black at the right corner, defended by Tristan Newton. Off the wall, spin move downhill over Clingan. Gutted a drop. Off the spin move there. That's a tough layup by Jordan Walsh. Put that in a high arcing layup attempt because he had 7'2" Donovan Clingan altering that shot there. Under 12 minutes left to go in the first. Tristan Newton. Out to Naheem Aline, transfer for Virginia Tech. Newton, deep range. Man, Steph Curry range right there. Connects in the triple. Third made 3 tonight for UConn. Hey, thanks so much for joining in. UConn 3 for 7 from the perimeter. Arkansas 1 for 1 so far. Nick Smith, the top scorer with 6. Walsh at the low block, swings it out. As it goes to the top again, Black, open 3, straightaway missed off the back rim. Clingan comes out with a defensive rebound. Here goes UConn, looking to see if they can get their largest lead on the board. Lob, backdoor, Jackson. Oh, he missed it. Off the front rim as the net flushed up, but no. It looked like he was going to make it from that cam that we have, but no, it was off the front rim. The lob was a little bit too short as it was sent by Caravan. So a couple mistakes in this game for UConn. Under 11 left to go in the first. Deep jumper, 18-footer. Again, missed off the back rim. Arkansas, back-to-back possessions, settling for a deep 2. That time, Ricky Council missed the jumper. Aline, inside the key, almost got tied up, passing to a cutter. Jackson, oh, nice dump off down low. Two-handed jam. Goes to the big fella, Donovan Clingan. 8-point lead, Clingan up to 4 points. Perfect 2 for 2 on the floor in 4 minutes. Clingan averaging above 7 points per game at around a 13-minute clip. Filling in for Sanogo off the bench right now. Arkansas in trouble. They've attempted back-to-back jump shots for deep 2s and they missed. Davis has it. 5 in the shot clock. Hands it off to Mekhi Mitchell. Back over to Devontae Davis. Drives baseline. And a turnover by Arkansas. The Hogs letting this one slip a little bit out of their reach right now. We have a timeout taken in the floor. Second media break of action so far. 10:05 left to go in the first. UConn up by 8, 25-17. All right, 80 plus in the stream right now. If you guys are new in the channel, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to come back for future live streams. This game's out in T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. Winner of this game will take on the winner of the late one tonight, UCLA versus Gonzaga. That's the 2 versus 3. I'll also be back in the call for that one if you guys would like to join in for the nightcap tonight. Should be a tremendous game there. Kansas State up at half over Michigan State 43-38. Gonna get back in transition. We've seen that a couple plays in this game. UConn just running the floor. They've got 6 separate scores so far. It just goes out to the testament of UConn's depth this season. They're one of the deepest teams in all of college basketball. Tristan Newton with 6 points, 5 points by Andre Jackson, 4 points each by Hawkins and Caravan. Sanogo's just got 2. Sanogo's attempted 1 shot, perfect 1 for 1. But Sanogo averaging 26 points per game in this tournament through 2 games. But it just goes to show how deep of a team UConn happens to be. They're 62.5% shooting from the floor. They've got a couple easy buckets at the rim. Hawkins got a wide open slam dunk. There was a backdoor layup that did not go. It was off the rim on a backdoor slam dunk and an alley-oop opportunity. But they've had a couple turnovers in this game or missed opportunities that they could have got, so they could have been up by even further tonight for UConn. But they got 6 scores compared to just 4 so far in the game for Arkansas. Nick Smith Jr., the top scorer, with 6. Just hasn't gone the Hogs' way tonight with Devontae Davis. No points, quick foul trouble, 0 for 2. Or 0 for 1 shooting with 2 personal fouls. I got Alabama versus UConn in my championship. Hey, there we go. Welcome back to Philly for Joanne there. Favorite game out of the tournament? Right, Furman versus Virginia has been like probably the most wild of the sequence that we've had. And for me to cover, I'd probably say that K-State-Kentucky game. That was unbelievable. That game, Kansas State came back and won it. Marquise Noel just took off in the second half. Arkansas has got red jerseys in this matchup. So Arkansas, the red uniforms, white numbers, white letters. They have the Arkansas logo in white on the front of their uniforms. And then UConn with the white jerseys for this matchup. Dark blue for numbers and letters. UConn playing a lot of games in their region as of late. They won against Iona and St. Mary's out in Albany, first and second rounds. They played at Madison Square Garden for the Big East Conference tournament. They haven't been able to leave far from home until now. They got this one out in Las Vegas. Miss Boozehound, welcome back in. Tristan, thanks so much for joining in. 10 minutes left to go before halftime. UConn with the ball. Hassan Diarra, number 5, first time out to the floor. 3-point shot taken at the left wing, and that is good by Joey Calcaterra coming off the bench for UConn. The largest lead of the game, 8-zip run by the Huskies last 2 minutes. They have a couple players off the bench right now for the Huskies in the game between Calcaterra and Hassan Diarra. They had Naheem Aline, number 4, out there on the last sequence, a transfer from Virginia Tech. Naheem Aline was a 2-year starter at Virginia Tech before coming to UConn. He hit the buzzer beater shot against Florida in the first round of the tournament back in 2021. Deep 3 missed as the shot clock was about to expire by Arkansas. Rebound went to Diarra, and Diarra got fouled in the backcourt by an Arkansas defender. So this will go back to UConn here. Hey, thanks so much, Sister Surround, for the dono. Let's get that dono hype out on the stream for Sister Surround. Guys are legendary in the channel. 9:10 left to go before half. 11-point lead for UConn. Yeah, best of luck to K-State there, man. K-State looking good in the first half. Lob to Sanogo. And a whistle and a foul picked up here inside by Arkansas reaching in. So that'll be number 3 as a team now for Arkansas. So that gets charged to Makel Mitchell, his first. So both teams with 3 personal fouls so far tonight. It's a pretty good sign for UConn because Arkansas loves to get to the free throw line. And UConn's played a really well disciplined so far, avoiding foul trouble. Inbound for UConn underneath their hoop. Out to the wing. Goes to Caravan. Sends it off to Sanogo back into the game for the big man. Sanogo averaging 26 and 10 through the bracket so far. He's got just 2 so far. Sanogo almost lost it. Gets it back. Floats it up. Off the back room. No good. Offensive rebound. UConn. Another chance. Oh, there's Sanogo off the offensive board. Puts it back up and in for 2. Sticking right with it. Missed jumper quick at the baseline as it only touched one hand for Arkansas as it went off the mark. 10 zip run by UConn in the last 3 minutes. Sanogo. Top of the key, pass out to his left to Calcaterra. Just made a 3 off the bench, floats up the runner. Off the bottom right part of the glass, in and out of the hands of Kamani Johnson out of bounds. It will stay UConn ball. Man, just bad shot selection right now for Arkansas. Taking those deep 2s instead of going to the rim and just Adama Sanogo. This team is relentless on the offensive glass. They just wear you out. Rebounding. This time driving to the rim. And will draw the blocking foul as this will be 2 shots coming up by Jordan Hawkins for UConn. So he targets Kamani Johnson, who picks up the personal foul. I go with Eric Musselman there based on like previous tournament track record history for him. In terms of like talent on the roster, it's all there for head coach Nate Oates this year to win the championship. That Alabama team is so deep. But what Eric Musselman does, especially with a younger group of players here, it's been phenomenal. Deep runs in the tournament. Elite 8 against Baylor back in 2021. Last year went to the Sweet 16. So this is the 3rd straight second weekend in a row. And they knocked off the 1 seed defending champs Kansas in the second round. Hawkins makes them both. 15-point lead. Arkansas in deep trouble. They're on a 4-minute scoring drought. Almost. This is just such a solid UConn team. Devontae Davis passes on top to Council. Over to Walsh. That's 32 points against the Arkansas defense that UConn scored with 8 minutes left to go before halftime. Black. Out to the elbow to Mitchell. Mitchell backs his way inside the low post. Passes out on top. Shot clock winding down to 3 as they're in deep range right now. Rising for a deep jumper. Council off the rim, no good. And UConn comes out with another defensive rebound. UConn's defense right now just locking down, forcing Arkansas all into deep jumpers. Position inside the low post. Sanogo up and in. Puts it for 2. Off the entry pass, and they're doubling the Hogs in this game right now. What a start for UConn. Connecticut. The Huskies, Dan Hurley squad. What a start, 34-17. Timeout taken on the floor by Eric Musselman of Arkansas. I put this UConn team in my national championship game in the brackets. And we're seeing it right now. So many weapons. There's not one player you can zero in on this team. They got 6, they got 7, they got 8, they got 9. Too many weapons to stop. They have 7 separate scores so far. 7 players scoring 3 points or greater in this game for UConn. There's a trio with 6. Adama Sanogo, he's got 6. Jordan Hawkins is 6. And then Tristan Newton has 6. Hawkins just 1 for 5 shooting so far. Just so many weapons on this UConn squad. 4 for 8 from 3-point range. 62% shooting right now. Bryce, welcome back in, man. Hey, I'll see you back later tonight. Martha, welcome in. Yeah, this is just a really good opponent that Arkansas is facing here. Arkansas getting late into their shot clock and UConn just forcing Arkansas away from the rim. That's what Arkansas loves to do, is to get to the rim, put you in foul trouble. But UConn just holding back Arkansas in this game, and there's just so much size and so much length on this UConn team that it's tough to get to the rim against a lot of players who just are lockdown defenders too. A lot of these guys are like 3-and-D type players on this UConn squad, and then they got a beast with Sanogo in the low post and just a gem that he is of a rebounder. They got the rim protection on this team. They got basically like this is the reason why this UConn team beat Alabama by 15. This UConn team just so well-rounded. Like, when I was looking up stats for UConn, the only flaw that I could see is that they averaged above 13 turnovers per game. But that's because they crank out a good amount of possessions for them. So their turnover rate is high, but they've only turned it over twice so far tonight. And they've only picked up 3 personal fouls. They're out-rebounding Arkansas 15-4. Major difference is second-chance points, and that's how this UConn team feasts upon second-chance points. UConn's deep. Yeah, Kansas, they got knocked out of the tournament because they relied too heavily upon Jalen Wilson. After that, for scoring, their other options were like up and down this season. Kevin McCullough, Grady Dick, they had some of the games were great games. Some of the games they struggled and scored in the single digits. DeJuan Harris went aggressive. He can do damage, but some games he's aggressive. Some games he doesn't shoot the ball very often. So that puts a lot of pressure on Jalen Wilson being the number 1 option for Kansas. That's why they got knocked out against Arkansas. Plus, they could not make free throws. He shot the ball like 68% from the line. Yeah, that should be a great game tonight. UCLA Gonzaga. I would love to call another buzzer beater. I took Gonzaga to win that game tonight. I predicted in my bracket Gonzaga would take advantage of the UCLA injuries. I haven't checked up on Adam Bona if he's going to play tonight for UCLA, but that's a monster loss because I heard that he was a game-time decision going into tonight's game early in the morning, and if so, Drew Timme, he's going to have a feast down low, but majority of the analysts over on the national networks predicting UCLA to win that game as Arkansas gets the bucket coming back from the timeout. Quick whistle around the perimeter picked up by Arkansas reaching in. The clock will stop with around 7 minutes left. Yep, so this is the dangerous UConn team that we saw in November. Red hot start. They beat Alabama by double digits. 7:10 left to go. We take the timeout on the floor. Media timeout, 34-19 UConn. Daniel, welcome in, man. What a start here for UConn. %62 shooting right now for the Huskies. Quick update on the other game going on. They have resumed in the second half. Kansas State up over Michigan State, 47-41. K-State with a 6-point lead. Marquise Noel, by the way, he's got himself 10 assists in that first half. This isn't even the second half yet either. And based on the first 2 games, UConn just came out flying in half number 2. They were in close games against Iona and St. Mary's. I think the motto today for Dan Hurley's squad was get ahead, stay ahead. It's not just about the second half. Put together those 2 second halves you had against Iona and St. Mary's. Combine that into one full game and see how much damage you can do. And right now, UConn is doing it, controlling this game right from the start, right now. This UConn team, just so many weapons on this team. Yeah, I heard about that. So Baycott's coming back to UNC for year 5. Probably. So probably they'll be ranked by the national media, because the national media expects a ton out of UNC. But we'll see by tournament time if it's enough to get them there. Because look at all the blue bloods. There's no blue bloods to be found, like, in this bracket anymore for, like, the true Kings blue blood programs of the past. All of them got knocked out either first round or second round. So this whole transfer portal is changing the landscape of college basketball. Yep. So, the head coach for Fairleigh Dickinson now at Iona. Yeah, it's been a couple crazy days here with coaching changes. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, I'm actually a Providence fan. That was stunning to see Ed Cooley leave for Georgetown. And now they got Kim English. Micah Shrewsbury just got hired yesterday at Notre Dame. We get back to action. 7 minutes left to go in the first. UConn with the ball left to right in the floor. Hawkins at the top of the key. Hawkins dribbles up to the right elbow, rises for the J. Hawkins hits it. What a season he has had for Jordan Hawkins. Tough shot, rising up, delivers. 16-2 run for UConn in the last 5 minutes. Arkansas with the ball. Black moves it on top to Makai Mitchell. Hand off to Nick Smith. Smith passes off to Mitchell inside the key. Kicks it out to the wing to Davis. Devontae Davis looking to get on the board. Still yet to score so far. He was taken out of the game with 2 quick personal fouls in the first 3 minutes. Down low. Black floats it up. Skipped around the rim. No good. Offensive rebound. Back over to Johnson. Corner 3. Nick Smith. Swoosh. Nick Smith right now at least giving Arkansas a chance in this matchup. He's got 9 points, the top scorer. Metronome, welcome back in. Yeah, what a second half Marquise Noel had on Sunday. Sanogo backs his way to the mid-block. Sanogo backing inside the key. Sanogo, a nice bounce pass down low. That's a two-handed jam by Andre Jackson. Beautiful behind the back. No-look pass by Adama Sanogo. Completely fooled 2 defenders who were bunched right on top of him. And Jackson was waiting for the pass. At the low left block, received it off the bounce and able to slam it down with a two-handed flush. 5.5 left to go. Arkansas down by 16. Devontae Davis, step back 3. Drills it. Really needed that right there. 13-point game. This UConn team, an absolute machine, about to score 40 in the first 15 minutes of action in the second half. Jackson has it at the March Madness logo, slides it out to the left wing perimeter to Tristan Newton. Newton dribbles up to the top. Newton drives, pass off the roll down. Sanogo, pick and roll, works out for him, up and in with a layup, good for 2. Man, he is just an animal. Adama Sanogo putting himself right at the top of the conversation to be the 2023 NCAA Tournament MVP, averaging 26 and 10 entering tonight. Hand off to Smith. Smith at the free throw circle, 15 on the shot clock. Jumper, deep 2. That's not his shot. Missed off the mark by Makai Mitchell as he took a 16-foot jump shot. And we do have a foul here picked up on the rebound. And that's by UConn. So that's number 4 by UConn. Jada, welcome in. Arkansas will get the inbound coming up. Kansas State 4-point lead over Michigan State, 50-46 with around 15 minutes left to go in that game. We'll keep you guys posted on that score as well. Arkansas with the ball, attacking inside the paint. Get that out of there. Huge rejection by Donovan Clingan as he blocks it out of bounds. Clingan denies Ricky Council with his layup attempt. Man, they just have so many animals on this team. This UConn team is just so monstrous. Clingan at 7'2". Runner, Davis missed short. Rebound goes to Clingan. 10 assists on 16 field goals made from the floor tonight for UConn. 40 points with above 4 minutes left to go before half. Naheem Aline, playing off the bench this season, was a starter 2 seasons prior at Virginia Tech. And a steal near side of the floor by Smith. Smith, bounce pass over to Davis. Stop the dribble, pass it out to the perimeter. Poor decision there. Intercepted by UConn with Caravan. Takes it the distance he does with a layup. I don't know what in the world Devontae Davis was doing right there. He had a numbers break and then he just dribbled back out to the perimeter instead of going straight to the rim when it closed up on him. And he passed out to the wing where Caravan just jumped the route, intercepted it, picked it off, and took it a distance. That's now 7 points off turnover so far, scored by UConn. And Council inside the key puts it up and got fouled. The clock will stop with 3:33. Just cannot do that. Alex Caravan, that's just too easy. This UConn team, they're just so solid. 42-25 to score. Timeout we have on the floor with 3:55 before half. And Devontae Davis Just 3 to show for Devo tonight on a 3 made. He's been taken out of this game early on. He had 2 quick personal fouls, so he sat on the bench for a little bit to start off this first half. It's Nick Smith Jr. who's the leading scorer for Arkansas with 9. Yes, so I'll be back on after this one for UCLA versus Gonzaga at around 9:45. Yep. Cylon, thanks so much for joining in again. Yeah, this UConn team, they're just so balanced and so solid. Super deep. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. So we have just under 4 minutes left to go before halftime. UConn's shooting lights out, 68% from the floor in this first half. They're getting a lot of their buckets at the rim in this game. They made 4 3-point shots, but they've got a lot of stuff at the rim. Second chance points, too, has been a specialty for them. They have got 6 offensive rebounds so far, out-rebounding Arkansas 16-7 on the glass in favor of UConn. Hey, there we go. So Michigan State, Kansas State just tied it up 50-50 with around 14:39 left to play in the second. So we'll keep you guys posted. Once we get into halftime, I'll keep on updating you guys when Michigan State versus Kansas State. UConn's entire starting 5 has at least 2 field goals made by everybody in the starting 5. 8 points each by Sanogo and Hawkins. 7 by Andre Jackson. 6 by Caravan. Off the bench, Klingon has 4. And then 3 by Calcaterra. They just are balancing the shot attempts for this UConn squad. 6 shot attempts by Hawkins. 5 by Sanogo. 4 by Jackson, 3 each by Caravan and Newton. Perfect 2 for 2 by Klingon, 1 for 2 by Calcaterra. Jeffrey, thanks so much for joining in. Points in the paint right now, 24-10 in favor of UConn. A lot of those buckets came easy at the rim in this game. One of them was a beautiful no-look pass by Adama Sanogo behind his back, setting up a open dunk by Andre Jackson. We get back to action here. Arkansas at the free throw line. 2 free throws by Ricky Council. First one's good. Both teams with 5 personal fouls total in this first half. 3:33 remaining. Rosalia, welcome in. Thanks so much for joining in. Second one's good. What a start for UConn right now. Arkansas averaging around 22 attempted free throws per game this season, ranking inside the top 25 in the nation. Tonight, perfect 6 for 6 at the free throw line. UConn perfect 4 for 4. UConn just red hot from the floor, almost 70% shooting in this first half. Tristan Newton drives, attacks inside the paint, blocked from behind. Ricky Council comes up with a block there, denying Newton. And that's interior defense right there by Arkansas. Looked like Newton was going to get away with a wide open layup, and then it closed up on him from behind. Missed 3 at the corner, though, by Walsh. That's a bad shot selection by Arkansas, though UConn turned it over. Eurostep, dishing out on top, deflected, intercepted by UConn. Another bad pass by Council. As UConn looks to take it a distance, and they'll draw the blocking foul. So 2 free throws coming up at the line now for the Huskies. That's charged to Nick Smith Jr. That's number 6 as a team for Arkansas in this first half. And 2 free throws coming up by Naheem Aline for UConn. Yep, I took UConn in this one. Yeah, I'm optimistic about it with Kim English. I was kind of shocked that he's the one for Providence because he only has 2 full seasons at George Mason. And, George Mason, they got 20 wins this year, but it wasn't like they won the A-10. So he took them to a better record, but still, I'm not sure like what he can do because he's a young coach. But I'm optimistic though, because I think they're looking at the upside for him. I think he's just age 34 for Kim English. It felt like yesterday. I remember watching Mizzou in the tournament. Unfortunately, I think it was 2012. Didn't end the way that they wanted to. They actually lost against Norfolk State in the first round of the bracket. I believe they were a 2 seed that year, but I remember he played on that team. 2.5 left to go. Missed 3 at the corner by Arkansas. Arkansas just, man, they're attempting a lot of low percentage shots, and they're not known to be a perimeter-oriented shooting team. A tie-up forced in the floor. This is going the Hogs' direction. So they were down by double digits against Kansas. This one, though, it's going to be a tougher one to come back against the UConn team, just so solid. Steve, thanks so much for joining in once again, man. Lonnie, welcome to the stream. We'll keep you guys posted with K-State versus Michigan State. Kansas State, 2-point lead. 12 minutes left to go in that game, 57-55. We have 2 minutes left to go before halftime approaching. Arkansas with the basketball at the left wing. Devontae Davis sends it off to Kamani Johnson. Into the hands now to Black. Black drives baseline, puts it up off the glass. He scores. Up and in off the backboard. Down to the final 2 minutes left. Anthony Black up to 7. And UConn will take a timeout here. So 1:48 left to go before half. Just an absolute clinic. 44 points. Yep, I got Alabama against UConn in my national championship. Hey, there we go. Rosalia out in Connecticut. Yeah, I'm not too far. I went to Connecticut out to Mohegan Sun back in November to see the basketball tournament they had. They had Miami, Maryland, who played in it, and then Providence and St. Louis. But it's actually like, because I'm from Massachusetts, but I'm not too far away from Rhode Island, so like from here to the Connecticut border, it's like around like an hour. Once you get past like Westerly and into North Stonington. Just absolutely beautiful over there. A lot of great places, especially like the eastern part of the state. So I've been to, it's like a waterfall out there, Devil's Hopyard State Park, out in that area. They also have the Gillette Castle in that area. Just beautiful place, especially when it comes to the fall time. UConn turning the corner back from the inbound as Anthony Black picks up the blocking foul. And this will be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line for Jordan Hawkins. So now into the bonus. That's number 7 now for Arkansas. UConn basketball of old, it is back under head coach Dan Hurley. Phenomenal season he has had. First one is good. Jordan Hawkins having a major step up this year. Calcaterra will check out of the game. They have a Naheem Aline back onto the floor now. This just goes to show how deep this UConn squad is when you bring in a seasoned veteran starter from the ACC program, Virginia Tech. He accepts his role, plays off the bench for Naheem Aline, and already had NCAA tournament experience beforehand. He played in 2021 for Virginia Tech. First round, came down to the wire in overtime, lost against Florida in the first game of the tournament. I believe that was a 10 versus 7 matchup. As Naheem was also the one, I think he was the one who hit the buzzer beater. He takes the corner 3. They are off the mark, but missed it. So we're down to the final minute. Arkansas with the possession. Davis slides it on top off the Black. 50 seconds left to go. Walsh takes the 3. Bodies get tangled up down low. Kamani Johnson. Johnson and Aline both got tangled up down low. Yeah, Johnson with a right arm to Aline, just forcing him down. And this was called on UConn, number 6. Yeah, a lot of great places out there. Do I go to Springfield? I haven't been to the Big E in a while. I think like it's gonna be like 13 years ago. Around that time, I went to the Big E. Yeah, I went to Springfield a couple of years ago. Went to the Basketball Hall of Fame. 40 seconds left. Missed jumper by Arkansas at the baseline. Huskies with it. They're gonna slow it down. At the March Madness logo, a lean. Out to the left wing to Hawkins. Hawkins guarded by Nick Smith Jr. Moves it on top over to Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Jackson passing over to Sanogo. Hot tamale. Lost it. Got it back. Up fake underneath. And Sanogo called in the travel. Yeah, he had an open bucket for a moment. Just couldn't squeeze it though for Sanogo down low. He just split second and he flinched with it. And then got called in the travel working on 2 defenders who closed out. 10 seconds left to go before halftime. Arkansas with a possession. Black drives inside. 3 seconds. Floats it up. No good. Air ball. Sanogo comes up with it. And we go into halftime. Lopsided game. Dan Hurley and his squad going in with some big time momentum into halftime. 46-29. Eric Musselman thought that there was a foul call in the last play. Official said no. We go into halftime, and it's a one-sided game right now. This UConn team is the real deal. I've got Gonzaga tonight in that one. First half scoring margin through 2 games for UConn in the tournament, -1. Tonight, +17. And they've been doing all their work in the second half leading up to this game. Yep. Yeah, so many great places out in Connecticut. Definitely want to go once again when the weather gets nicer. Because I usually go out to like the eastern part. Sometimes like Mystic. Mystic has some great stuff. But like further down the I-95 belt too. Because a couple of years ago, I think we went to one of the beaches out there. It was in Madison, Connecticut. It was really nice. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Michigan State, Kansas State, much tighter game in the first half. 60-59. Michigan State 1-point lead with 10 minutes left to go against K-State. Probably not for Drew Timme because the NBA, they go with like either first year or second year players, and Drew Timme's been there forever for Gonzaga. I think he's been there since 2019 for Drew Timme. There's other players who's been there since like 2017 playing college basketball for some schools. Like that's crazy how some of these players have been still playing since 2017. I graduated college in 2017. Because I find it interesting that some of the players that they're playing, they're like 25 years old or so. And I turned 27 back in October. Oh, nice. Yeah, that all comes from the Rick Barnes tree. It looks like for Kim English. So Rick Barnes has some great words about Kim English. And I think the head coach at Colorado, Tad Boyle, had some really good words for Kim English. It's like a high upside hire. Really hope it pans out, man. Because he's just 34 years old. Like, think about like all the positives if this goes correct. I saw like some of the numbers out of George Mason. The offensive numbers I'm like worried about because they scored They scored, I think, like 67 points per game for George Mason, which was in the 200s in the nation. They were also last in free throw shooting percentage. But just the defense, because Barnes is a defensive-minded type coach, the defense for Providence should be there. And it's just being able to improve in the offensive side of the ball. Oh, there, yeah, that's right. Dennis, welcome in. Tomorrow I'll be calling Miami against Houston. So Robbins Canes tomorrow, and then Texas against Xavier. So 2 streams tomorrow. Yeah, I do look young. Michigan State with a layup. Michigan State on top, 64-63. A.J. Hoggard right to the rim. He's got 16. 9-10 left to go between Michigan State and Kansas State right now. So we're just at halftime currently. UConn up by 17 over Arkansas. See what Marquise Noel does here. He took over the second half against Kentucky. Noel inside the key. Turn around. 14-footer. Oh, he got it. Marquise Noel for 2. 65-64 K-State. I don't think so. So yeah, I don't think we have like any Walmarts near me that's shutting down. Michigan State looking for the answer. Tyson Walker drills the 3. He does. 67-65 Michigan State. What a great game that they got there. I hope to be back next Thursday. I believe it's the Celtics against Bucks next Thursday. Kansas State had their largest lead by 9. Michigan State up by 4. Michigan State with a 2-point lead now, 67-65. Marquise Noel with 14 total assists. That is an NCAA tournament record for a regional semifinal game for Marquise Noel in the Sweet 16. Man, talk about putting your team on your back. Second free throw is good. So Noel drills them both. 67-67. Michigan State, 8 minutes remaining. Hoggard. Out to Walker. Drives into the paint. Swings it out to the corner. There's Hauser. Corner 3. Oh, we got it. Joey Hauser up to 18. He is crushing it tonight on the floor. 4 for 6 from 3-point range. Michigan State erupts with 70. With 7:40 left to go. 70-67 Sparty. 3-point lead. Corner 3 looking for the tie. K-State does it. Cameron Carter, 70-70. What a wild game. Yep, no kidding, Marquise Noel. Smallest player on the floor at 5'7". Plays with the biggest heart out of anybody. Malik Hall had an opening, up faking the key out to Hauser, looking for another 3. Off the back rim, no good, tipped up. Carson Cooper, offensive rebound by Michigan State, keeps the possession alive. 7 minutes left. Eight in the shot clock for Hoggard. Out to Hall. Hall will try a 3. That missed rim short, and Kansas State comes out with a defensive board. 70-70, Michigan State and Kansas State. Marquise Noel looking to do it all himself. 15 in the shot clock, back over to Noel. 6.5 left to go. Noel attacks, floats it up over the top, and got deflected into the hands, though, of number 3 of K-State, who scores off the offensive rebound putback. So 6:10 remaining. Yeah, I hope to stream the... So, Elite 8, I'm good on Saturday for the Elite 8. I actually was supposed to do softball during the day on Saturday, but my 2 games there got rained out for the weekend. They got pushed up to Friday, which I'm working tomorrow, so actually I can't like cover it for them because I have my other job that I work full-time too during the day. But Sunday I have a baseball game scheduled at 1. so I can't do the first Elite 8 game for Sunday. I can do the 2 on Saturday, I know, but the first one I can't on Sunday, and second one I'm not sure because it all depends on what time the game ends or so. So I might join it after I finish up or so on Sunday. So I'll post in the community tab after Friday. Yeah, the team that they're supposed to play gave up 27 runs yesterday in a game. So I don't know what to expect. I just hope not. It's going to be a 5-hour game or so, because I wouldn't have the chance to cover the second Elite 8 game if that's the case. It would go from like 1 to 6, which is crazy. Oh, that's awesome. So Tristan might go to the Houston-Miami game. That's great for you, man. The worst part about it is, like, when I, like, announce, like, outdoor sports and stuff like that for some of the colleges, I have to, like, prepare all the stuff, but for the game I was supposed to do on Saturday that got pushed earlier, I had prepared, like, everything for it, and then it got just rescheduled to another date. And I had all that stuff prepared, but I'm not, like, available on that day, so can't do it, which is unfortunate. Or same thing with postponements, like if they have postponements, but I could use it for a future date. It's just all the stats change, all the records change. Porter, welcome back in, man. Yeah, that's great. So Texas against Xavier tomorrow for Tristan. That's awesome. Being able to see both of those games tomorrow, that's great, man. T-Mobile Arena. Hey, there you go, Vaughn. Yeah, I heard about that on the Discord. Yeah, Jim Larinaga. Yeah, it's kind of interesting with the whole, like, Providence George Mason connections now that we keep on having. Final Four back in 2006 for Jim Larinaga at George Mason. K-State 5-point lead, 75-70. Ismail Masood takes the threes up to 10. Yes, I think it's very well realistic. I took Tennessee for that, but I can see Florida Atlantic winning that game. I think somebody posted that the Conference USA has a record of 13-1 this season in all postseason tournaments. NCAA tournament, CBI, NIT. Yeah, North Texas just beat Oklahoma State in the NIT. In Conference USA this season, they at the top they were stacked with Florida Atlantic, UAB, North Texas. Further down the road, Vaughn. The Reaper, welcome back in. He's got Princeton. Tyson Walker, corner three. They really needed that for Sparty. 77-73. 4:34 left to go. Tyson Walker buries a open corner three. It's been a bucket fest in this matchup between Michigan State and Kansas State. I got Creighton in that one. So I think that's where the ride's going to end for Princeton. But, yeah, we'll see. Oh, Michigan. Hopefully a better year for them next year. That first half, like, flew by, too. It seemed like. Should be starting the second half in a little bit. Oh, yeah. Man, ticket price is going to be so high for that. Ed Cooley's return back to the AMP. Man. Oh, that's great. So, Tristan has for if Texas wins tomorrow. So, he'll be back on Sunday out in Kansas City to see Texas. That might be Texas against Houston, too. That'd be a wild game. Really like Miami's guards, though. What a start for UConn. We're going to start off the second half in a couple minutes from now. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Yeah, so my next NBA stream, I plan on covering the Celtics against the Bucks next week. I believe it's on Thursday next week. So that's the next NBA stream I hope to cover. Kelly, welcome back on the stream here, man. Hope all is going well. Such a balanced attack for UConn. Everybody delivering so far in this game. 8 separate scores. 10 points by Jordan Hawkins, the top scorer. 8 points by Adama Sadogo. 7 by Andre Jackson. 6 by Alex Caravan. 6 by Tristan Newton. 4 off the bench by Donovan Clingan, 3 by Joey Calcaterra, 2 by Naheem Aline. And actually we'll have a couple more minutes in halftime, so they have a couple more minutes into halftime, and then we'll get started for the second half in a few more minutes. 77-73, Kansas State leading Michigan State with 3:24 left to go. Marquise Noel's got 14 points, 14 assists, which is the record in an NCAA tournament regional game in the Sweet 16 round for Marquise Noel. For most assists by a single player in a Sweet 16 matchup. That is incredible. Looney, welcome back in again. Yeah, hopefully much more competitive second half here. Thing about this UConn team is that the first two games in the bracket, they were just strictly second half exploding on their two opponents. And now they've come out like they've done in the second half. They put that together in the first half, and man, this Husky squad just so dangerous. All starts on the interior adjustments for Arkansas. They gave up so many easy buckets, couple easy baskets out in transition. They had a couple bad passes that went to steals and scores on transition layups for UConn. Dale, welcome back in. Taking UConn. He's got Michigan State in the other game. Yep, same with me. All right, so we're going to get ready to go back to the second half. 22-9. Rebound advantage in favor of UConn in the first half. 24-10 points in the paint. UConn with 10 total assists on 17 major field goals. They were lights out in the first half, 61% from the floor. They're showing the assists right now in this game. One of them was a touchdown pass by Joey Calcaterra. Led to a lob over the top in transition for a dunk. Adama Sanogo had a no-look pass behind his back, set up Andre Jackson with a two-handed dunk. And just so fluid with this UConn Husky squad. Some incredible patience that they've had with the basketball in this game, allowing them to get quality opportunities and able to get through those matchups to get what they really wanted to in the first. UConn will get the inbound right to left in the floor for the Huskies. So we start off the second half. Hawkins, Caravan, Andre Jackson, Tristan Newton, and Adama Sanogo, the 5 on the floor. Sanogo off the roll down, floats it up off the back iron. It drops in through for 2. Sanogo up to 10 now, double digits. He's got 6 rebounds, been a tournament player so far in March Madness, averaging 26 and 10.5. Through 2 games entering today. First possession, Arkansas for the second half. Top of the key, Nick Smith. Bounce pass over to Kamani Johnson. Backward to Smith. Corner 3. Missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound hauled in by Black. Black puts it up, got fouled. And the clock will stop with 19-20. So nobody in deep foul trouble tonight for UConn. 1 personal foul each by all the starters. Anthony Black will shoot 2 at the line. First free throw by Black, and that's good. Black up to 8 points. It's actually Nick Smith who's the top scorer with 9. Second free throw. That's good. Plus 40-point differential in the second half. The NCAA tournament so far to 2 rounds by UConn. That's the best since Wisconsin back in 2014. Huskies with a possession. Andre Jackson out to the left wing. Newton bounce pass low block Over to Sanogo. Sanogo pivot. Working on Kamani Johnson inside the key. Sanogo. Tough turnaround. Gutted a drop with a right-handed hook. Adama Sanogo, man, an absolute beast. 12.6 rebounds. 1 minute through the second half. Under 19 left to go. Hand off to Ricky Council. Council dribbles, drives, attacks inside the paint. Blocked by Sanogo. Here goes UConn running the floor. Jackson will swing it out to the wing. Outside Jackson. Push out to the left wing. Up fake. Driving inside. Caravan. Up and in. Count it in the foul. Alex Caravan, one free throw coming up. This UConn team, an absolute animal. Adama Sanogo with a bucket. Right-handed hook on the offensive end. Contested as well. Followed up by the block off the glass. And then Caravan through the contact plus the foul. These guys are just on another level. Caravan's free throw is good. And Ed Cooley meant it for real. When Providence lost against UConn in the Big East tournament, he said that they lost to a national championship team. This performance tonight definitely looks like a national championship level team. There's been teams this season that's just been having a great year. They have those type of dudes on that team. This UConn team's in another level. They have multiple dudes on this team who can get it done. Arkansas at the free throw line. First one is a make by Anthony Black. I just don't see any flaw right now in UConn. Can finish in the paint. Can knock down shots. Iona hung right in with them in the first half. That was some high-level shot making in that game in the first half against Iona. Iona was drilling threes. Arkansas, they've had the opportunities from the perimeter, but haven't been able to connect from 3 and deep range for twos in this game. 18 minutes left to go. 20-point lead for UConn. Kick out to the corner. Aline catching fire 3. Rolls around the rim and in. It's good for the 3 ball by Naheem Aline coming off the bench. So much firepower. He's got 5 off the bench. 7 total bench points for UConn. Largest lead by 23. Makai Mitchell hands it off to Smith. Pass off to Mitchell. His pass deflected. Intercepted by Hawkins. Just trying to do too much right there. He was rolling to the bucket. And instead of laying it up and in, he passed it out to the corner. Got deflected. 5th turnover game by Arkansas. Sanogo at the elbow. 17.5 left to go. Sanogo using his patience. Backing down Makai Mitchell. Sanogo down at the right block. Sanogo underneath. Try to force the tie-up, and we do have a tie-up. Possession now, Arkansas. So great hustle there. Makai Mitchell sticking right with Sanogo, forcing up the tie-up. It will be Razorbacks ball. Kansas State, 4-point lead down to 1 minute left to go. Kansas State 82, Michigan State 78. We'll keep you guys posted. That Kansas State-Michigan State winner will take on the winner of Tennessee versus Florida Atlantic. 17:15 remaining. Arkansas pass midcourt. The lob goes to Jalen Graham. This is his first time in the game for the transfer from Arizona State. Pass on top to Devontae Davis. Davis dribbles up, takes the jumper. Missed off the mark off the back rim for the 15-footer straight away. And UConn comes out with a defensive board. Andre Jackson off to Caravan. Caravan lost it. Though we do have a reach and fall picked up. So it's not a clean steal, as this will get charged to Ricky Council on the reach and foul. Not too happy about that one right there. Hands above his heads about the official's call. Or check that. That's actually on Devontae Davis. Council came in late on that play with a steal, but they called it before Council got there. So that's on Devontae Davis. That is number 3 of the night by Davis. 16:45 left. Far side of the floor. UConn turns it over now. So he goes out of bounds. So Arkansas's pressure defensively worked out that way. So Arkansas will get it back. Davis still on the floor with 3 personal fouls. Just such a big-time player defensively that he is needed right now in this matchup. Council up fake. Council takes the jumper deep 2. Missed off the rim. Tipped up by Caravan. Battle for the rebound. Over to Woody. Over to Newton for UConn. That's number 2, Tristan Newton. Sanogo hands it off to Newton. Newton, deep range 3. Off the front rim, no good. Snatched on the rebound right before the baseline by Jackson. Another chance, splash. Triple goes down. That's good by Hawkins. That's just an incredible possession off the second chance points right there. Able to stay in bounds. Jordan Hawkins, catch and fire. Just so fluid on the 3. Deflected and intercepted by UConn. UConn off the steal. Under 16 minutes left to play. Outside it goes to Jackson. Hand off Hawkins. Hawkins 3. Miss rim. Short got fouled. And he'll shoot 3 coming up at the line. These guys are just something special right now on the floor for UConn. Jordan Hawkins. 3 free throws coming up after the timeout. 59-33. With under 16 minutes left to play in action, it's been all UConn tonight. Man. One team showing up in this game, and wow, UConn, they picked a great day to come out and ball. There's been some high quality basketball here by UConn tonight. That amazing offensive rebound, tiptoeing the baseline to save the possession, to move it out to Hawkins for like a catch and fire 3 that he splashed. It's just unbelievable. I'm going to put on the K-State, Michigan State game right now to update you guys. So right now we're just at a timeout here. They got 19.7 seconds left to go between K-State and Michigan State. Kansas State, 2-point lead. 19.7 seconds remaining. Yeah, Tennessee has got, I believe, the #1 defense and fewest points allowed this season. Joey Hauser, 4 made threes. Could this be a big moment for him? .7 seconds left to go. Michigan State will get the inbound. So Michigan State down by 2. 82-80. Kansas State 2-point lead. Michigan State will have the basketball with 19.7 seconds left. We're on the timeout currently. UConn by a bunch over Arkansas with under 16 minutes remaining in that game. Here we go. 15 seconds left. Tyson Walker. We'll see if they go for a 2 or look to go for the W with a 3. Walker at the top. 8 seconds. Walker drives inside the paint. Walker, kiss off the glass. He scores. It's 82-82 with 5 seconds left. K-State, 2 timeouts will not burn one. Noel attacks for the win. Just short, no good. Missed the layup. They go into overtime. 82-82. Overtime upcoming between Michigan State and Kansas State. Yeah, Conference USA has been crushing it in the postseason. That's right, we get the first overtime this year in the tournament. UConn, 7. They were a 7 seed. They won the 2014 national championship. That's right. They've been the lowest seed since 2014 to win the national championship. A 7 seed. Now a number 4 seed. 3 shots back at the free throw line as we come back to action. First one is good by Jordan Hawkins. Second shot. That's good. Did not expect this game to turn out this way. This UConn team is just on another level. Jordan Hawkins. 3 in a row. 16 points by Hawkins, the top scorer. 9-zip run in the last 2.5 minutes for UConn. Missed shot in the key. Went off the back rim. Rebound went to Klingon. 15:30 left to go. Newton at the top. We'll slow it down for the Huskies. Tristan Newton drives inside the paint. Newton with the left hand. Missed off the glass. No good. A rebound controlled by Davis of Arkansas. Devontae Davis inside the key. Floats it out to the corner. Black sets up Smith. At the top, back to Davis. Flings it off to Walsh. Walsh inside the key. Walsh, tough shot, turn around. Off the front rim, no good. Offensive rebound hauled in by Graham. Nick Smith, no good over the rim. Missed the opportunity at the right block. Floating up a wild type of shot. No call by the refs. Under 15 minutes left. This game has been all UConn. Arkansas yet to buy a bucket so far in the second half. They're 0 for 5. UConn 5 of 7. And away from the basketball, we have a whistle. So Arkansas will pick up the personal foul. That'll be number 4 coming up for the Hogs. Yeah, just complete lopsided game here. Cody, welcome to stream, man. What a night for your Huskies. Yeah, crazy disrespect this season for a lot of the analysts to UConn. Like, nobody this week was talking about UConn in these games or UConn making a deep run. I've been seeing it all season long. This is a team that beat Alabama by double digits back in November. A lean, deep jumper, off the mark, missed. A rebound controlled by Jalen Graham. I mean, they got so many weapons on this team. Arkansas on almost an 8-minute field goal drought right now. Arkansas hasn't been a good deep 2-point shooting team this season or a good 3-point shooting team. They rank in the 300s and 3-point shooting this season for them. So if you get them into like deep 2s, 3-point shots, it's just tough. And that's the size of UConn's defense, what they did to them today, just so much length to disrupt what you're trying to do, attacking to the rim. What Arkansas would like to do offensively, attack the rim, put you in foul trouble, but this is just the team that you can't do it to. UConn is so deep, they got so much size, and just if you put one guy into foul trouble, you have to deal with 6 or 7 other players that have potential to disrupt the game too. Klingon gets a piece on that ball out to the corner. 3 by Arkansas, shot clock winding down. Anthony Black, though, makes the 3. 62-36. Inbound. UConn turned it over, and we do have a fall on the inbound as this will send 2 shots in line for Arkansas. So 13:46 remaining. Anthony Black, great hustle there, able to strip it away from Andre Jackson, plus the fall. Had a chance for the 3-point play, but couldn't convert it. Black with 14, the top scorer for the Hogs tonight. First free throw is good. Michigan State, Kansas State, still a tie game, 84-84 in overtime with 3:30 left to play. Second free throw off the rim, no good. Tipped in, though, by Arkansas. And UConn had it stripped in the backcourt. So Arkansas is starting to bring in pressure in the backcourt. Yeah, that was actually by Donovan Klingon. He accidentally tipped it into the wrong basket. He was trying to go for the rebound, and it went off his hands into the wrong basket. Inbound, got bobbled by Klingon, turnover. Again, Arkansas providing pressure. Another chance for the Hogs underneath. Jalen Graham puts it up. Off the mark, no good, got fouled. So Arkansas finding something right now, adjusting, putting pressure on UConn, and that's exactly what happened in the second half when Providence was getting crushed in the Big East tournament, and then they closed the gap, lost by single digits to UConn because Providence able to force turnovers, and as of late, we've seen a couple turnovers being forced, so this will send Arkansas to the line. The first one they missed, though. No good by Jalen Graham. So Donovan Klingon will take a seat on the bench now. They'll put back Sanogo onto the floor now for UConn. 13:30 left to play. If you're new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Glad to have you guys join in, be a part here on the stream tonight. Second free throw is good by Graham. 62-40. 13.5 left to go. UConn. Ooh. Was there a technical here by the Huskies? I think it was on Jackson. Woo! Yeah, Ajay Jackson and Anthony Black. Jackson just came right over to Black, putting his body right up against him. Got called in the tech. Jennifer, welcome in. It's a 22-point lead for UConn right now. Arkansas able to get on a little bit of a run lately because they've been able to pressure UConn and force turnovers. Still got a long game remaining. 13:30 left to go. By the way, Michigan State 1-point lead over Kansas State. 89-88 Michigan State with 2:14 left. So this will send Ricky Council now to the free throw line. So Andre Jackson called in the technical foul. 13:30 remaining. Free throws coming up. I heard that game is wild. It's tied up at 90. 90-90 Michigan State and Kansas State with under a minute 50 left. Now it's 92-90. Michigan State just scored. Technical free throw is good at 21-point lead for UConn. Arkansas will get the inbound. Inbound for the Hogs. 3 consecutive turnovers by UConn. Jumper. Mid-range. Got it. There's 2 more. Ricky Council on the board. Makes the J. Yeah, I'm taking the Zags tonight in that game. Far side of the floor, double team being pressured. UConn able to take it past midcourt. Jackson, kick out to the corner. Aline out to the wing. It goes open 3. Hawkins automatic. Able to break the full court pressure. Leads to the open shot with numbers in the transition side of the floor. Jordan Hawkins up to 19. Under 13 minutes left to go. Arkansas with the ball. Deep J. Missed off the mark. 18-footer straight away. Missed off the rim by Council. UConn looks to push it. Hawkins, catch and fire 3. Skipped around, no good. Tipped up by Sanogo. Battle for the rebound. Offensive rebound, Newton. They'll keep it alive. Open 3, Aline. Right to the shoe that goes for the triple. Huskies once again. Back-to-back threes. 12:30 left to go. Naheem Aline up to 8 points. Coming off the bench for the transfer from Vatek. 9th offensive rebound of the game UConn's got. UConn doubling. Arkansas on the glass 30-15. Arkansas kick out to the wing. Open 3. Council drills the 3. Still a long way down in this one. 22-point lead for UConn. UConn will slow it down. 12 minutes left to go. Get you guys an update on that Michigan State-Kansas State score. 92-92 with 1:29 left. Tie game between Michigan State and Kansas State in overtime at 92. Fifth personal foul picked up by Arkansas on the reach-in. 6 by UConn in the second half. UConn gets the inbound. Sanogo hands it off to Jackson. Dribbles towards his right at the top. Makes the pass to Hawkins with 19. Lobs it off to Sanogo. Sanogo backs his way at the right block. Draws a double team. Bounce pass right corner. Aline. Jackson out to the wing. Hawkins keeps on firing. Hawkins swoosh. Drills the 3. Oh, baby, it was contested as well. That's a big-time shot there, Jordan Hawkins. Man, he just making everything look easy tonight. 71-46, 11.5 left to go. And a steal. Jackson comes out with a steal in the near side corner. And Arkansas commits their 6th personal foul, reaching in. Naheem Aline making shots from 3. Jordan Hawkins just automatic from downtown. These dudes from Stores, they can light it up. UConn. Back to the good old days. 71-43 Huskies. Man. Dan Hurley making this program once again something special. 22 by Hawkins. 12 by Sanogo with 6 rebounds. Hawkins, by the way, perfect 9 for 9 tonight at the free throw line. They just can score in bunches. Just scoring in bunches tonight. Andres, thanks so much for joining in again. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Feel free to join in for Gonzaga versus UCLA. I'll be back for that game later tonight as well if you guys would like to join in for that one. Quick update on the Michigan State-Kansas State game, down to 44 seconds left in overtime. Kansas State 2-point lead, 94-92. K-State by 2. Marquise Noel, insane game for him at 18 points, 18 assists for Kansas State. For Marquise Noel. Yeah, Marquise Noel from Harlem. So that's basically like a homecoming for him, playing at MSG tonight. Hey, I'll see you later, Joe. Anthony, welcome back in the stream, man. 44 seconds left between K-State and Michigan State, and Kansas State with a 2-point lead. Yeah, I did not think that this game would be this out of control with a score right now. 71-46. Wow. Just goes to show how legit UConn is. Just so tough, so deep, so good in the glass. Yeah, that man is all heart. Marquise Noel. What a season for K-State. I believe they were picked to finish last in the Big 12. First-year head coach Jerome Tang. It took him a long time to get into coaching. I saw in before the start of that game, they were talking about his coaching journey, and now he's in his 50s. He was an assistant coach for all these years and gets an opportunity at Kansas State, and man, year number 1. Couldn't ask for a better season right there, just turning around the program, putting together a deep run. Kansas State by 1, 94-93 with 20 seconds left. Back to action here. 11:15 left to go. Tristan Newton puts the ball into the hands to Hawkins. Hawkins with 22 attacks inside the paint. Missed the layup, too tall off the glass. Rebound Arkansas. Hogs with a possession. Devontae Davis drives inside, too tall off the glass. Battle for the rebound. Tapped on the far side of the floor. Kept alive, though, by Arkansas. Ricky Council passing over to Kamani Johnson into the hands to Walsh. Back outside it goes to Devontae Davis. 10:35 left to go. Bounce pass off the roll down. Johnson out of bounds. It will stay. Arkansas ball with 2 in the shot clock. Yeah, Keontae Johnson, I heard that what an incredible story for him to play basketball again, because when he collapsed on the floor 3 years ago, we didn't think that he'd probably play basketball again. But what a story to have the comeback season he has had. And I heard from someone today that they said that Keontae was offered, I believe it was around $5 million from the NCAA by a settlement or something like that, to just not play basketball again, through the whole health scare that he had collapsing on the court. But this man just pushed to play basketball again, transferred from Florida to Kansas State, found a new home, one of the best players in the Big 12, and now leading his team in the Sweet 16 with a potential Elite 8 run if they can close it out in the final 17 seconds. That's just, man, what an incredible journey to get back to playing ball. Him and Marquise Noel, that team is just a phenomenal duo. Like, what a story that team has been this year for Kansas State. Picked to finish last in the Big 12. 94-93, Kansas State, 1-point lead with 17 seconds left. .10:29 left to play. I think the referees are looking at this call on the floor. Yeah, there was a shove at the end of that. Aline came up with a rebound. Aline got shoved from the backside by number 20 of Arkansas, Kamani Johnson. They're looking at this on the floor right now. We have stop time, 10:29 left to play. And this will send UConn now to the free throw line. So that's number 7 picked up by Arkansas tonight. So UConn now on the bonus. Naheem Aline 1-1 at the free throw line. And he makes them both. 10:25 left to play. Arkansas floats the pass out to the top of the key, Ricky Council. Council dribbles up to the elbow, drives inside the key, sets it over to Graham. Graham, jumper, mid-range, got it. Pressure being sent. UConn will burn the timeout. So they will start to talk things over about this full court pressure, which Eric Musselman setting his team up to have right now. 73-48 as we take the timeout on the floor. All right, I'm going to flip over once again. (94-93). Kansas State 1-point lead in overtime over Michigan State. What a game it's been. Winner of this UConn-Arkansas game will take on the winner of UCLA versus Gonzaga tonight. The winner of Kansas State versus Michigan State will take on the Florida Atlantic versus Tennessee winner. So Kansas State, 4 in the shot clock. They will get the inbound, 94-93. Inbound, jumper, baseline, swoosh. Kansas State up by 3. Ismail Massoud knocks down the J. 12 seconds remaining for Michigan State. They burn a timeout. So I'll keep you guys posted in that game. Michigan State has just taken their final timeout with 10 seconds left. 3-point lead off the baseline inbound for Kansas State as they drill the jumper. 96-93 Kansas State. I could not believe that this game was this lopsided tonight between UConn and Arkansas. We'll get back to the timeout with 10 minutes left in just a moment. Jordan Hawkins splashing shots left and right. 3 made threes, 22 points, perfect 9 for 9 from the floor. UConn tonight lighting it up from the perimeter, 9-16 from downtown, plus 13 in the glass, 31-18. We'll see how they handle this full court pressure. Once again, Arkansas comes up with a steal. We get a reach and fall as well, picked up by UConn. So UConn got pressured off the inbound. They had it for a moment, turned it over. We've seen this a couple times before that Arkansas was able to come up with steals. And Kansas State has just won. So Kansas State has just won 98-93 over Michigan State, the final score. Missed free throw in the bonus by Jordan Walsh. It will go back to UConn with a rebound. Under 10 minutes left to go. Jackson and Newton both with 3 personal fouls each for UConn. Huskies have it with Sanogo. Hands it off to Hawkins. 10 in the shot clock for UConn at the edge of the logo with Newton. Newton passes down low to Sanogo. Sanogo. So we have a foul picked up on the floor, charged to Arkansas, and the clock will stop with 9:35. So Kansas State keeps on going, winning over Michigan State 98-93. K-State will face the winner of Tennessee or Florida Atlantic in the Elite Eight. Big wow for K-State. Sanogo in the bonus, 1-1. And missed the first one. A rebound to Graham for Arkansas. Walsh stays in bounds in the corner. Dribbles baseline. Walsh blocked by Sanogo. Sanogo comes out with it. Second block of the game by Adama Sanogo now. He's got 12 and 6 with 2 blocks. 9:15 remaining. Hopefully the second game will be much better. We'll be back later tonight covering UCLA versus Gonzaga. Hawkins turns the corner. Wide open layup. He scores with the right hand. Up and in off the glass by Jordan Hawkins. Just been that type of night tonight for the Huskies. 9 minutes left to go. Connecticut rocking. From start to finish, 32-16 points in the paint. Black with a 3. Missed off the back rim. Offensive rebound. Council. Off the Black. Lost it off his hands, though, out of bounds. Turnover. .850 left to play. UConn able to cross midcourt. Jackson attacking right to the rim. Missed the layup. They're still pushing it despite being up by almost 30 in this game right now. 27-point lead. Make it 25. The bucket and the foul by Ricky Council. One shot here by Council. It's good. 24-point game with 8:38 left. Caravan has 3 personal fouls now. Pressured in the backcourt. Newton gets it away to Caravan. Caravan passes off to Andre Jackson. This UConn team is yet to take its foot off the gas pedal tonight. They're destined for 100 at this point right now. Yeah, incredible for Kansas State. Elite 8. What a season for K-State. Newton, 5 in the shot clock. Bounce pass over to Klingon. Klingon Down inside the key. Klingon puts it up. And he called in the travel. So Klingon called in the turnover as it will go back to Arkansas. Yeah, what just an incredible solid game here by UConn. Just outstanding. Only flaw I see in this team is just turnovers. That's basically it. That's when you pressure UConn, which Arkansas wasn't doing in the first half, and then they decided to start off in the second half pressuring UConn. It's got them into more turnovers as of late. That's number 9 picked up for a foul now, so Alex Caravan picks up his 4th personal foul. This will be free throws here. 1-and-1 bonus by Jalen Graham of Arkansas. 8 minutes left. And the first one no good. So they've gone cold from the free throw line as of late for Arkansas. Rebound UConn. If you're new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. UConn just locked on all cylinders tonight in this matchup. Newton swings it down low, shoveled from a lean over to Klingon, and Klingon again called in the travel. Just got swarmed by a triple team inside the key right there. So timeout on the floor. 7:42 left to go. 75-51 UConn. Yep. I think K-State could have a good chance to get to the Final Four now. What a story. Kansas State overtime victory over Michigan State in the first game tonight, 98-93. Marquise Noel with video game type numbers. 20 points, 19 assists, and 5 steals for Marquise Noel. 19 assists. That's an NCAA tournament record in the Sweet 16 round for Marquise Noel tonight. That is incredible. And this is basically like a homecoming for him because these games are at Madison Square Garden. Marquise Noel grew up in Harlem. So this is homecoming back to New York City for him. Yeah, I didn't think that this game would be this big of a deficit today. 75-51. Hopefully the next one's going to be a close one. Feel free to join in for Gonzaga versus UCLA later tonight. That'll tip off, I believe, around 9:45 tonight, so that's a late game. And that's also it with a Big Ten. So Michigan State was the last team remaining in the Big Ten, and they are done. SEC with 3, Big East with 3, Big 12 with 2. Looks like it will be Big East 3, SEC with 2 after this one, pending any miracle with 7:42 left. Arkansas will get the inbound. 7:42 left to go. Devontae Davis crosses midcourt. Davis at the free throw circle, dribbles towards his left, sends it off to Black. Black attacks inside the post on Klingon, and he commits the blocking foul. So Anthony Black will shoot 2 shots at the free throw line, going right after the freshman, 7'2", Donovan Klingon. Black with 15, Council with 15. Held to just 32% shooting tonight for Arkansas in this game. UConn just lights out at 60.5%. They shot the ball almost 70% in the first half. First one is good by Black. Yeah, I took Tennessee for that game today. I would not be shocked, though, if Florida Atlantic wins that game. FIU trying to be like a true Cinderella team, like Loyola Chicago and George Mason. Jerome, thanks so much for joining in. 7:15 left to go. Andre Jackson hands it off to Newton. Goes to Calcaterra. He takes the 3, no good. Klingon with the offensive rebound, and Arkansas gets called in the foul. And that's charged to Kamani Johnson. Kamani Johnson obviously unhappy with the call. 7:11 left to go. Stops the clock. Forces Donovan Klingon to come up and shoot free throws here in the bonus. Be 1-1. At the free throw line, that's also it for Johnson as well. So that was his 5th. So Kamani Johnson has fallen out of the game right now for Arkansas. No points tonight. 5 personal fouls, and he didn't play many minutes either. Yeah, he went 0 for 3 from the floor. 5 personal fouls. He's done with no points. Klingon, 4 points tonight. Shoots in the bonus. Missed the first throw. Missed the free throw. Rebound Arkansas. Hogs look at the push tempo. Off the glass, no good. The size of Klingon just disrupting everything, and Newton couldn't save it as it touched out of bounds. Seven minutes left to go. Klingon will check out of the game. Sanogo comes back in. Black, the inbound passer in Arkansas's front court. Sends it off to a Council. Here's Smith now. Drives. Turns the corner. Lays it up and in with a left hand. $11 points now by Nick Smith. Plus 12 points in the paint for UConn. Huskies will slow it down. Under 7 minutes left. Sanogo at the left wing. 10 on the shot clock. Passing backdoor. The pass too tall. Sailed out of bounds. Looking to go to Naheem Alina right there in the pass. That's the only thing that I've seen against this UConn team. 9 turnovers in the second half, but still, look at the score right now. They're plus 21 on the scoreboard. UConn with 15 turnovers. Arkansas with just 8. James, welcome in. Yeah, absolutely incredible. Elite 8 for Kansas State, a steal. Far side of the floor for UConn as they're approaching 6 minutes left to go. Before the Elite 8, Hawkins with a 3. Off the mark, missed. It was a great look he had, though, at the left wing. Smith attacks. Blocked by Jackson. Goes to Sanogo. 6 minutes left to go, and UConn will slow it. Make sure to join on back for Gonzaga versus UCLA later tonight. Hopefully a much better game. More competitive than this one, I hope. Last time that those two teams met up in the tournament came down to a Jalen Suggs buzzer beater. Adama Sanogo off the pick and roll scores the layup plus the foul. This man is just an absolute beast. 77-54. Just no answer tonight to stop the interior offense of UConn finishing at the rim. They're just so good. This team looks like an NBA team when they finish buckets at the rim. 14 by Sanogo, 7 for 9 shooting, 8 rebounds. Free throw missed. 5:45 remaining. Arkansas with a defensive board. Anthony Black takes the jumper straight away. Hits it. Yeah, I'll take a look at Tyreek Key's stats during the next commercial break here. UConn will slow it down. We're well below 6 minutes now. Sanogo receives it. Sanogo scores another bucket. Just ripping through this Arkansas defense tonight. He's a machine. Adama Sanogo. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 3. Off the back or missed by Walsh. Offensive rebound, Devontae Davis lost it off his knee. Turnover out of bounds. "20 assists on 28 made field goals tonight for UConn. What a game for them, shooting the ball 60% from the floor tonight. An absolute clinic, and proving why they're a national championship contender. Not a whole lot of national analysts was talking about this UConn team for their predictions, taking them to the regional final. I've had them in my bracket. I put them in my bracket to the national championship for this team. They are highly slept upon by a lot of the national media out there. Sanogo once again scores. Too many playmakers on this UConn squad. Just so much balance. In to out. 4:29 left to play. Yeah, that's what we had back in 2020, was March Sadness instead of March Madness. But this year we'll have, once again, one shining moment. It'll be our third straight one shining moment. Darian Ford to the free throw line. 6 of 6 this season. When this come down, the free throws makes the first one. If you're new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. I'll be back later tonight for UCLA versus Gonzaga, so feel free to join on for that one. And hopefully a much better game tonight for that one compared to this. UConn by a bunch. 81-57, approaching 4:20 left to go. Andre Jackson hands it off to Newton. And a tie-up forced by Arkansas. Possession arrow, UConn. Yeah, this is the final March Madness tournament for Jim Nantz. And he graduated from the University of Houston. So we'll see if Houston does make it to the national championship game for them. They're in the right side of the bracket, though, so they would have to overpower this UConn team, which, looking at this performance, UConn has just so many pieces on this team. They're going to be too tough to beat. It's going to have to be an absolute coaching clinic by Calvin Sampson to beat UConn if they do meet up in the bracket. Along the way, there's some good teams that they could run into. Texas, they got a solid backcourt of Miami tomorrow. So, upcoming streaming schedule. Later tonight, Gonzaga versus UCLA. Tomorrow, I plan on covering 2 games. For tomorrow, it will be Miami versus Houston in the 7:15 game, followed up by Texas against Xavier. Saturday, I'm hoping to cover both of the Elite 8 games. Sunday, I'm out for most of the day. I got a baseball game that I'm covering on Sunday, so I don't know when I'm going to be back, but I hope to cover the last game on Sunday. I can't during the first one because I'm out at 1. I got announcing for baseball. It's usually like 3 hours, like 1 to 4. The thing is that the team that they're playing allowed 27 runs on one of their games yesterday. So the team that they're playing allowed 27 runs. So I'm just hopefully not. It won't be like a 5-hour game, so I missed the entire day for college basketball. 3:25 left to go. Kick out, corner 3, Calcaterra. Off the back rim, missed offensive rebound, went back to Caravan. UConn with it again. Calcaterra floats it up well short, went out of bounds. Air ball. Yeah, I think he's got the highest winning percentage out of all active head coaches right now for Mark Few. I believe so, because Gonzaga's schedule helps him out with that a ton. Right now, his winning percentage is at 83.7%. So his career record, 688. So 688 wins. and 134 losses for Mark Few of Gonzaga. So 82-57. 3:13 left to play before we wrap up this one. Tyreek Key this season's averaging just over 8 points per game, 2.6 rebounds per game, 1.4 assists per game. He's only shooting around 34.5% from the floor for him, for Tyreek Key. Only 33% from three. He's playing around like 24 minutes per game. I see. Yeah, that's filtered water I have. Let's see if I can grab that link for the next one. All right, so we get back to action. Arkansas with a quick three up the floor. They missed. Tipped over to Jackson for the defensive rebound. 3 minutes left. Yeah, I heard they had a big win against Indiana the other night. A sweep against Indiana this weekend. .237 left to go. Caravan will check out of the game. Sanogo will check out of the game. Seamus Hawkins as they will put their bench players into the final. 2:37 remaining. Ricky Council at the free throw line for Arkansas. The first one he makes. I got the link down in there in the chat, so feel free to join in on the next stream I got going on. We'll start around, I believe, like 9:50 or so. So it's going to be late tonight between UCLA and Gonzaga. I get that link out there in the chat, so feel free to bring that one up, and we'll be back in a little bit for that one. Man, just right from top to bottom in this game. An absolute clinic tonight by UConn. Well prepared. Shot out of a cannon starting off this game. Plus 39 point differential in this entire tournament. That's number 2 in the entire field right now for best tournament differential. Ball gets poked out of bounds. Last touch by Arkansas by Darian Ford, number 23. I got Texas tomorrow winning that. Yeah, Texas has been able to score a good amount of points this season. I think the difference there is between the defenses. And Texas has had one of the best defenses of all college basketball in the final month this season, whereas Xavier Their defense ranks in the 300s this season for Xavier. That's a one-sided team with their offense. They were down against Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State gave them a scare. They had to come all the way back from a 13-point deficit to win that game. Devo Davis airballs a 3. And Darian Ford tried to save it. Couldn't, though, as he tried to pin it off a UConn player, but went out of bounds with it. So 2:09 left. Deflected off the inbound. It will stay UConn ball. No walk over to UConn side of the floor right now with 2:08 remaining. Referees actually called it a reach and fall picked up by Arkansas, charged to Anthony Black. So, yeah, just disappointing game here for Arkansas. You could see it by these players' faces on the bench. And it was over basically when this game started. That's how much UConn got up. They were doubling Arkansas at one point. I think it was like 32-16. One shot at the free throw line. Goodbye, Calcaterra. He'll have another one, part of the double bonus. Got the second one. 86 points with 2 minutes left to go. Winner, which UConn will be playing against. So UConn will take on the winner of Gonzaga versus UCLA in the nightcap tonight. So make sure to join on board for that one if you guys are like Arkansas. Couldn't finish. Too strong off the glass. Missed by Barry Dunning. Another chance, though, and he got it. Hey, thanks so much for joining in, Carla. Sorry to see from your team tonight. This UConn team is just... Man, this is an incredible performance tonight by UConn. There's a reason why this team beat Alabama by double digits on Black Friday. And we're seeing it right now tonight in this game. How they started off this season, they're looking to close it out this way for UConn. Inbound for UConn, 1:45 left. Calcaterra gets it off to number 15. That's 35. Samson Johnson, first time on the floor, number 35 for UConn. Calcaterra weaving his way between players. Missed the layup, though. Black is still on the floor right now, as Black gets fouled at the rim, and he'll shoot 2. He's on the floor with Joseph Pinion, his first time out there today as well, number 5. Devo Davis still out there in the court currently, so Pinion, Barry Dunning, number 12. Just so efficient. Inside the arc, behind the three-point line, UConn has been able to do everything tonight in this game. 58% shooting for the Huskies, 47% from 3, 81% at the free throw line. It's that level type of efficiency that brings you championships, and UConn displayed it tonight. Multiple games in the East Coast close to home. Madison Square Garden, Big East Conference Tournament. Albany, New York, first 2 rounds in the NCAA Tournament. Tonight, they go out to Vegas. They live in the bright lights, and they drop down 86 points. And we still got a minute 21 left to go. They could be on its way to a 90-burger. Yeah, man, it's incredible how fast it's gone. Like, we're going to get into the Elite 8 this weekend. That's how fast it's been. UConn with it. 1:10 left to go. They'll take a 3 with 19 on the shot clock, but they airballed it. The bench was about to erupt. They could not believe it. Dan Hurley, hands over his head about a shot attempt with 19 on the shot clock with a 23-point lead for UConn. 1 minute left to go. I know these are bench guys right now into the game. They want to make a case for more playing time. Put back dunk by Arkansas in the final minutes. Under 1 minute left. Make sure to join me for UCLA versus Gonzaga. UConn not taking their foot off the gas pedal. Right to the rim with a layup goes Richie Springs, the junior from Brooklyn. Man, they have just not taken their foot off the gas pedal right now for the Huskies. 48 seconds left. Dan Hurley. Takes him 5 years to build up this program, put them back on the map in the national spotlights, just like the good old days at UConn. Took Ed Cooley 12 to get them to the Sweet 16. Takes Dan Hurley 5 to get them to the Elite 8 and potentially beyond. UConn will take on either UCLA or Gonzaga. The winner of that game coming up here, as I'll be back in the call in around 20 minutes from now. 10 seconds left to go. And a shot clock violation for UConn. Just an incredible performance for the Huskies. 57% shooting, 45% from 3, 81% at the free throw line. Dan Hurley rising up, bringing the cadence here to Las Vegas, just like he did to Albany. Crowd up on his feet. Huskies travel for sure for this one. Connecticut, well represented. UConn to the Elite 8 as they win. Big, 88-65. An incredible game by the Huskies tonight. One-sided as they move on and will take on the winner of UCLA versus Gonzaga. Jordan Hawkins. What a stud. 24 points, the top scorer. 18 and 8 by Sanogo with 2 blocks. 11 by Alex Caraban off the bench. Naheem Aline at 10. Made 2 threes. Wow. Just a really, really incredible display of basketball tonight from the UConn Huskies on another level. This team, they just look that they're just built for March and beyond into April for this team. I think we're going to be seeing UConn's name in the bracket lasting into April. 88-65, the final score. Thanks so much all for joining in. I'll be back in a little bit for Gonzaga versus UCLA. So make sure to join on for that. We'll close out to the channel members. All channel members get a shout out here. We got Jason, Rajip, Russell, Oreo Pudding, Bradley, Braden, Mario, Bino, Mark, John, Kenneth, Tristan, Jess, Ahino Joseph, Vegas, SG Sports Talk, Derek, Michael, Warren, I Am Ghost, Kelly, Asia, Laszlo, Roderick, Reynaldo, Didi, Katie, Barco, Siegel, Woopig, Ian, Oink Oink, Emmanuel, and Robin. Make sure to join me back for the next one, UCLA Gonzaga, just before 10 o'clock tonight. I'll be back in the call for that one. Thanks so much all, and enjoy the rest of your night.